so keep that in mind.
Yeah, hey, forget I asked.
That'll definitely
Ew.
do.
Join the Discord.
It was the least fun I've ever had playing this game.
A small but vibrant and extremely humble community.
No, I've seen the sleeves, but I'm like, you said you're suiting up, and then you put your sleeve on. Thank you for saying that.
Because I'm a demon on the keys.
Next thing I know, we're both dead. I immediately left the lobby.
In Vietnam.
What are they playing for? Are they playing to win?
Stay humble.
Stay humble.
We are having our voices crack. And we're also live. My name is Casey, also known as Razanon. I'm joined, as always, by my good friend Tanner. Tanner, say hello to everyone.
What's going on, gentlemen?
And
ladies.
Today, gentlemen, ladies, gender non-binaries, gender non-identifiers, you are all welcome in this small but vibrant and extremely humble community. And I want to say welcome to the Dropshot episode 20. We're at the 20 bomb, and it's only going to grow from here. Just a wealth of podcast episodes at your fingertips, growing that library. Like the Library of Alexandria, except hopefully we don't get burned down. But it is 2020 and there is cancel culture, so it might happen. And if you don't know what the Library of Alexandria, Library of Alexandria is, read a fucking book. So, but all of my credentials went out the window when I couldn't pronounce the word library. So
Yeah.
we're just gonna slide over that one. Very few announcements today, none really, but I'm gonna make some fucking anyway. So first of all, I spent a shit ton of money on ads. Let's start there. So if you're listening to this podcast and you're new and you just found it, and you found it because of an ad, let me know, because it would be nice to get some acknowledgement that I didn't just piss all that money away. Wasn't terribly too much, but it was a good amount. And I'm curious if they actually do anything, because I got like a lot of likes, views, a couple of YouTube subs, quite a few Twitch follows actually also. But you know, I don't know how many of those are a result of the ad itself. So let me know if you saw the ad and that's why you're here and that's why you're listening. Second little reminder here, the merch store is live. The drop shop. See what I did there? It's like the drop shot, but it's a shop, the drop shop. Anyway, so it's just a shop. It's got a lot of shit. No products to show in the shop. What? Wait. Okay, maybe the shop isn't live. What the hell? I had all my products.
You know what it probably is? You know what it probably is? We sold out. Because all the fans are buying it.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, well, I wonder if it's because of the Call of Duty logo or something. Dude, that's super weird. I need to...
Well, we'll do some research into that. Stand by. How about that?
Yeah, stand by. We'll have announcements. So, okay, the shop does not appear to be live, in fact. Very strange. Don't know why that's not working, but I'm going to have to look into that at some point in the future. But let's see here. Let's see here. Yeah, that is so weird. Oh, well. All right, we'll look into it another time. So the next thing I wanted to go over in the last announcement is that Tanner is now streaming on Twitch, which we've announced before. But if you're new here, I stream, as you probably know, twitch.tv/Razanon. I stream the podcast, and once my internet gets back to working, I will be streaming the game as I typically do as well. And then Tanner is also streaming now at Tanner Dropshot. So that's twitch.tv/Tanner Dropshot. And then on Twitter at Tanner Dropshop. Or Dropshot, excuse me. So make sure you follow him there as well. What's your schedule, Tanner?
Wednesday, 7 p.m., Friday, 7 p.m., and Sundays, 10 a.m. which is all linked on twitch.tv/Tanner Dropshot. Live, up-to-date schedule information.
Live and
Schedule to change during this worldwide pandemic.
Schedule subject to change. The only industry that should not be changing its schedule when we're all locked inside of our houses on our computers anyway. But welcome to the world of Tanner Dropshot. So I think that's it for announcements. Tanner, what do you think?
That's it for sure.
That's fucking it. Okay. So actually quite low key, no cap. There are quite a few patch note news items to go over. And of course, we also have our favorite segment on the Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast. We have stealth patch notes to go over. I know how much you guys love when Infinity Ward changes the game and doesn't tell you about it, right? We all love that. So I will be elucidating those points for you here today. Maybe your shop is closed due to executive order. That might be true. I doubt it. I don't know. I don't know, dude. That's weird. I didn't get an email or anything. It's just suddenly there's no shit in my store, which pisses me off, but I'll look into it. So don't you worry your pretty little heads about that. So no more announcements, young Tanner? Okay. What's up, Tim? How's it going? All right. So now we will be going over recent patches. As I said, Season 3 just dropped last week. Surprisingly, quite a few fucking changes since then, which is kind of usually how these go when a new season drops. But it's usually mostly like bug fixes, because Infinity Ward will release a patch, they'll fix 2 things, and then they'll break 4, and then in that first week they'll try to fix one of those 4 things. But that's not really the case here. So the first thing is that for you guys who have OCD, you know how you get that green dot when you unlock a new camo or a new weapon or a new attachment? It's like to demarcate that you have something unread. There is now a keybind you can hit. I don't know what it is on console or PC because I've given up on clearing these, but you can press a button and then all those unseen notifications go away. You might not have noticed that, but it is now in the game. So look through the menus. It should be on the bottom left when you're around the main menu, maybe the custom class section. It should say like mark all seen or some shit like that. So if you guys have OCD, that'll be good news for you. And there were, of course, some playlist changes, updates, etc. Let's dive in. This week in MDub and Warzone, new playlists and double XP. Why would you release double XP on the first week of an X-Pack?
Because XP doesn't matter, like you say, every day in this game.
It's so dumb. Yeah, I mean, you're right. It doesn't. It literally doesn't matter. If you're level 55, why do you want to race to 155? It does take quite a while, and there's that season reward for getting 155 in a season. I think it's always like a primary weapon blueprint. So, I mean, that's some incentive, but it's pretty easy to hit 155 in my view. But we also have no fucking lives, so that could be a factor. So, anyway, so we're going to go over this here. Activision blog, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. So this week we'll see double XP and double weapon XP live in MDub and Warzone, alongside a new playlist in Warzone, which restricts the loot to just shotguns and snipers. So let's see. New mode is available for Warzone that limits the weapons to snipers and shotguns and changes up the strategies required to win. Scopes and scatter gun trios. So this is a threes playlist, evidently. Is this in the game yet, Tanner?
Confirmed, yes.
Yes. Okay. So this is in the game. That took you way too long to reply, by the way.
I
So
said yes. I guess you didn't hear me the first time.
Absolutely
I said
didn't
yes.
hear you. So
Listen next time.
okay, I'll keep that in mind. So this is in the game. It's trios, probably only, which is kind of weird, but that's fine. Does this mean that you can't use the custom loadout thing in this playlist?
Imagine. That's what would make the most sense, yeah.
That would
Again, I haven't tried it.
Yeah, we haven't played it, obviously, but it is interesting to me whether or not they would allow the custom loadout drops. Because if they do, then this is a pointless game mode, obviously. But if they don't, then this would probably be actually really fucking fun. So I'm curious what that rule set is. But my guess is that you can not buy the custom loadout. I don't know though. I don't know. Maybe someone in chat can confirm for us. But anyway, go try it out if you like shoddy snipes. That's a throwback to Halo 3 as far as I'm concerned. That was a fun playlist in that game, and it's here in MDub. Let's see. So then double XP and weapon XP starts April 17th at 10 a.m. Pacific time until April 20th at 10 a.m. Pacific time in multiplayer, Spec Ops, and Warzone. So that's cool. What else do we have here? There's also some COD League scheduling shit here that is uninteresting to me. You can look that up your fucking selves and figure that out. So that's pretty much it for that particular playlist update. Rezi, welcome. Where's the Tanner merch at? Dude, I don't know. I was just telling everyone our merch store has nothing in it, and I didn't do that. So I'm going to have to look into the merch store. Very weird, but welcome, dude. It's an honor and a fucking privilege to have you here, sir. So let's see what else we have here. And then there's another playlist update that came a little later. This was yesterday. We've got Drop Zone in both core and hardcore, and this replaces Deathmatch Dom. So Drop Zone is fucking dumb. Let's start there. First of all, your kill streaks that you select don't work anymore. I was playing Drop Zone because I forgot what it was yesterday. I didn't remember what the game mode was. So then I came in, immediately went on a 10er. And I was like, hey, where's my UAV? I'm pretty sure I don't need 10 kills to get a UAV. So then I looked on the side, and lo and behold, they don't allow your custom streaks. So Drop Zone is basically like you go pick up a hard point, and then if you control it, you get points, and also random care packages drop. And then kids who are terrible at the game, who have never gotten a UAV in their lives, can get a Juggernaut suit from a care package and then fuck your ass with it. So it is wildly unfun. I think you should avoid this playlist like the fucking plague. And I'm amazed that some dev conceived of this idea, right? But actually, I'm not. I'm not at all amazed. Because, hey, dude, this is Infinity Ward. This would be the least dumb fucking thing they've added to this game. So, nonetheless, it's still dumb. It's still a dumb playlist, and you should avoid it. It's just non-stop kill streaks. So, don't play that, but it's in the game. Have you ever played this, Tanner?
No, I do have a little pro tip though. If players aren't good, you know how for the season ribbons sometimes there'll be like call in one Juggernaut? Here's a good chance of getting things like that done if you're a shit player, which Raznon and I are not. If you're a shit player and you can't get a 5 kill streak, that gives you a chance to get ribbons and stuff like that done, or other challenges and other ribbons where it's, call in 5 precision airstrikes, things like that. It can help you get them done possibly. Again, I haven't played it because I get White Foss every game I play, so I'm good there.
Yeah, we'll keep that in mind. And Rezi brings up an excellent point. but it's good for launcher camos. This is true. So if you're still going for Damascus and you want to get those launchers gold, first of all, the game's been out for 6 months. But also, this is a very fast way to get it. Because there's like infinite streaks up, like I said. So really fast and easy way to level up launchers in Drop Zone. Even the ones where you have to kill attackers and defenders, it's going to be quick for, because when they're capturing the care packages, I'm pretty sure that will count as both an attack and defense kill. So if you want to level those launchers, definitely take advantage of this shit playlist while it's in the game. So keep that in mind. Adding Stir Crazy playlist. This is a new one. It's not a new game mode necessarily, but it is a new amalgamation of game modes. So it's a 10v10 playlist with Cranked, Kill Confirmed, Dom, and Hardpoint. So some of those are objective modes. Some of them are just like kill modes, obviously. Kill Confirmed and Cranked. So Cranked is like TDM, except as soon as you get a kill, you have a 30-second timer. And within those 30 seconds, you have faster movement speed, faster ADS movement speed, faster reload speed, faster ADS time. But at the end of those 30 seconds, you die. You just explode. But if you get a kill while you have cranked up, then it resets the timer. So what this does is it's like a TDM game, except people don't camp as much. Because if they get a kill and then they just camp somewhere, if they don't get another kill in 30 seconds, they'll die. So people are moving around a lot more. This is a good playlist to use like an SMG on, because you're going to want to be moving a lot. And because you have all of that insane mobility because you're cranked, then it makes it more viable to move around as well. Imagine like your character moves like he's in Black Ops 4 with Gung Ho, except you're in Modern Warfare. That's what being cranked is like, which is super fun. Super fun. And then you guys obviously know what Kill Confirm, Dom, and Hardpoint are. And in addition to these, something that this doesn't tell you right away, there are the night vision modes. So some of these are going to be like cranked on Hackney Yard at night. And that will... You don't really have to change your class setup for this, because if you don't have a laser, it'll automatically put one on your gun. It won't like replace an attachment. But it's just something to keep in mind. And another thing to keep in mind, if you've never played the night vision modes, it's kind of fun. It's something new. And you can take your goggles on and off. Like I was playing Hackney Yard night vision goggles mode, and we were playing another voice crack, and we were playing Hardpoint. And in some of the rooms on Hackney Yard, you can turn the lights on. So if you're the first one to the Hardpoint, by default, all the lights are off. You find the light switch, you turn the lights on, and then you take off your goggles. When the idiot kids come and they want to kill you, and they don't even know you can take your night vision goggles off, you're just fucking their asses because their whole screen is blind, like they've been permanently 9-banged, while you can see as clear as day. So that is something to keep in mind. On PC, the keybind is N by default, N for night vision. I don't know what it is on console, but it is something you can do that's kind of gimmicky and cheesy, but works really well. So keep that in mind.
Hold on. I had no idea about that light switch thing. Are the light switches obvious? Like when you go up to the wall, it just...
You won't see them, but you'll see the context menu action. It'll say like press F to flip on the lights.
Wow, I had no idea that existed. That's a great pro tip, Razanon.
Yeah, thank you, dude. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Pro tips from twitch.tv/Razanon. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's really good. Because when you combine that with being able to take off and put back on your night vision goggles, you can really fuck kids up. And I got a couple of those. Particularly good on Hardpoint, because you can if you get to the point first, you turn on the light, you take off your goggles, you see well, everyone else is blind as fuck when they come in because they're not expecting that. And then you just mow them down. So, Bloodless TV, welcome. If there were 24/7 10v10 deathmatch Dom, that's all I would play. Me and you both, brother. I think the devs are followers of Razanon. It's almost like they heard your last podcast about how 10v10s need help. Poof, a 10v10 update. You know, Damascus, I wish that were true, but I don't think the Infinity Ward developers are a part of our small but vibrant and extremely humble community. Because if they were, then they would add 10v10 Dom back as a permanent playlist. And sadly, this is probably going to last for another 2 days. So,
yeah. Also, honestly, they're way too busy adding more bugs and errors and blue screens into the game to focus on listening to a Call of Duty podcast.
absolutely. Absolutely. Rezi, not to interrupt, any guesses on new mastery camo, diamond, animated, etc.? You can never interrupt, sir. And, good question. And we're going to get to the mastery camos. So I'm going to shelf that question until we get there. But short answer, I don't really have any ideas, but I'll make some up when we get there. How about that? And then you can just pretend I didn't just say that. But I don't have any guesses at this juncture. So up on the analog directional pad for you console peasants, that's how you equip and unequip your night vision goggles. So, and then they also have a hardcore version of that playlist. Once again, it's called Stir Crazy. 10v10, cranked, kill confirmed, Dom, hardpoint. And then let's see, Warzone, we already went over that. Scopes and scatter guns. It is the trios version, snipers and shotguns only. And then a couple little bug fixes. Let's see. This is interesting. Added icons to the kill cam to show if you were killed by someone using dead silence or stopping power. Tanner, what does this look like? Like, what would the kill cam look like? I haven't seen this. Or I haven't noticed it, I should say.
I haven't paid attention to it. I would assume it's kind of maybe like bottom left of the screen or something it appears. Kind of just shows.
I wonder if it just shows where your field upgrade is. It just shows it on their kill cam that it's being used. That seems simple enough, right?
Yeah, it's that's cool they did that. It's another one of the 400 things that should have just been in the game at launch. That sounds so simple. But yeah, that's cool. At least we know for sure now.
Yeah, dude, you raised such an excellent point. Like, we have kill cams. You're showing me this guy's point of view already. You're already showing me his ammo count, what his gun is, where he is precisely, how he's moving, everything. Why not just show me his UI at the time of the kill? It seems harder to remove the field upgrade than to just leave it in. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
So weird. So, and then fix for the stats graph for the Renetti appearing incorrectly. Now, I don't know what that means. I mean, I do know roughly what that means. So it probably showed that it had more damage than it did, or it showed that it had less damage than it did, something like that. The stat graphs are complete fake news anyway. There's no metric behind them. No math goes into them. They just kind of roll the dice and then plot a point on a fucking sliding bar. Really dumb. Use a 1 to 10 or 1 to 100 scale. Yikes. But since they're not doing that, they've fixed their already arbitrary stats graphs for this particular pistol to continue to be arbitrary. So that shouldn't matter to you at all. What I will tell you is the Renetti fucking slaps. So we're also going to be getting into that soon too, though. So we're gonna hashtag shelf that one as well. So let's see. All right, next one's a little Warzone news. We got a tweet from one such Amos Hodge. Apparently, who the fuck is this guy? Creative director for Raven Software. And he's also a table tennis prodigy. Which is a yikes, and it's even more yikes to put that in your bio. And it's the most yikes to say table tennis instead of ping pong. You self-important, sniff your own farts fuck.
Wow, dude.
But so some of you might be scratching your heads and thinking, but Razanon, Raven Software didn't make Modern Warfare. Infinity Ward did. Well, dear listener, Raven Software has helped and is continuing to help with Warzone. So that's why his input is relevant on this topic. And he says, we pulled out the big armored trucks from the solo playlist. Hopefully that tones down the vehicle meta a bit. Tanner, what do you think of this change?
That's a great change, personally. I mean, I haven't played Warzone recently, but all I see are videos of, when it gets towards the end game, people are just driving around in those big, stupid armored trucks. It's impossible to shoot people through those. I think eventually they'll change that. Well, my guess is they'll make the windows a little bit larger or something in there and make it easier to shoot people out and just add them back in. So yeah, we'll finally have working trucks in probably September, just in time for COD 2020.
Yeah.
So
exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, they're dumb as shit. They're annoying.
They're super dumb. They're so massively more overpowered than every other vehicle in the game. It is very hard to kill someone, especially if they have armor, like in Warzone. Like, good luck killing someone in that. First of all, they're moving fast because they're in a vehicle, and it's very armored. It's super armored. Like, the only way you can reliably kill people in that thing is if they're coming straight at you and you're landing your shots on their head, like straight on, like you're playing a game of chicken. But you probably don't want to play a game of chicken with an armored fucking truck barreling towards you at 60 miles an hour. And we don't use kilometers per hour on the Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast, because we're fucking Americans here. So unsub if you want me to use the metric system.
Jeez,
let's start
dude.
there. So, but anyways, yeah, it's good that they pulled it out. I think they should pull it out of the game completely, because why would you ever take any other vehicle? There's almost no advantage to taking another vehicle. The only disadvantage of this truck is that it goes slow, like slower than the other vehicles, but it doesn't go much slower than the other vehicles do, or it doesn't go more slowly so that it is such a hindrance that you might forego using it for something else, because the armor benefit is so massive, because it's so hard to die in that thing. So I'm glad they took it out of solos. They should take it out of the entire game, in my opinion, or make it drive way slower, like 30% of the speed it's at now. So that way you're super armored, but you're also kind of a sitting duck because you're going so slow, That's how I see it. So
I agree.
Anyway, so it's only out of solos too, which is a weird decision. Like, I don't know. I do remember seeing on Twitter though this video some dude made of like the last circle in solos was 5 people in these cargo trucks playing fucking dude, god damn it, I'm so mad I can't think of the game. Twisted Metal, dude. Yes. Shout out to all my boomers who know what Twisted Metal is. Oh, dude, you got that reference right away. I'm proud of you. Yes, it reminded me of Twisted Metal. Just all these guys driving around in vehicles, like trying to fucking ram each other and stuff. It was super dumb. Because this isn't Twisted Metal, right? This is fucking Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So, keep that in mind. Let me catch up on chat here. Season 3 has been a buggy mess, says Bloodless TV. My game hard freezes every time I join a lobby, and it's super stuttery in game. That sucks. I haven't had that issue. The only issue I've been having that's not internet related is that my game will randomly crash, but it's always after a game ends. And if my game's going to crash, at the very end of the game is the best time for it to crash. So it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's also a typical Infinity Ward patch this year. Release a new patch, release new bugs that were not there before. Not hard to not do that, but it's been done before, right? games have been patched before without adding new bugs, right? Can you confirm or deny for me, Tanner?
That's for fucking sure.
That's for sure. Okay.
For sure.
But Infinity Ward can't figure that out. So
I've had the same problems with you. It's always at the end of the game, which is absolutely ideal.
yeah, I mean, as far as crashing goes.
Yeah, we haven't had much crashing, honestly, in a long time. So there's been more this season than there has been the last 2 seasons, for sure.
Yeah, dude, season 2 was almost completely stable for me as far as like performance in the game.
It was, yeah, I agree.
I'm still amazed at how well Warzone did when it first launched.
Yeah, that was
like
fucking
amazed.
nuts.
So, but anyway, arbitrary. That's what we do. Add single person dirt bikes. I hate vehicles. Yeah, a single person dirt bike would be kind of cool. It goes a little faster than the ATV, but you're even more exposed on it. That would be kind of dope. Segways. A Segway, I'm sure. I was like, wait, what? I thought you were talking about like a rhetorical segue, but you're probably talking about the fucking mall cop scooter. That's my assumption, which would be hilarious to see in Warzone. Can you imagine that? Dude, that's probably going to be in Battle Pass Season 4. It's one of the new vehicle wraps. Instead of making your ATV some dumb fucking blue, it makes it a Segway. And then if you get the bundle from the store, your Segway is also you like hitting a fucking vape with those cool glasses on that are really cheap, but all the cool kids wear. And then you have the drawstring backpack, and you also have your college diploma in your left hand. So anyway. That was a bit talk about a segue. Anyway. Dirt bikes and jet skis were so fun in BF4. I wish they added distance for downing people and kills, says Rezi. I agree with that. I think that should be in Ground War and Warzone and Plunder. Because sometimes I've gotten very few because I don't snipe very often in those modes, but when I do, I always get insanely long snipes. Call me Chris Kyle. And it would be nice to see like how far that was. Like that, speaking of BF4, that's something really cool that Battlefield does, is like if you get a really long range snipe, it'll tell you how far that snipe was, and you'll get bonus XP based on how many meters past X value your kill was. So if you get like a 500 meter snipe, you'll get like whatever 350 times 0.5 XP for that distance, which I think is really cool. But that's not coming, so don't get your fucking hopes up. So just keep that in mind. All right, let's see here. Oh, this is something Tanner found. So Tanner's first contribution to the patch notes. Let's take a look at this. Let's hope they're good. This is something Tanner has actually talked about specifically, so it's fitting that he is the one who found this. Players can now use kill streaks as passengers on vehicles in Warzone. It was absurd that you couldn't do this before, and now you can, which is fantastic. So if we're like, you know, if we're hunting a bounty and I'm driving like the Italian Job, and Tanner is sitting bitch and he just has nothing to do, and we're coming up close to the bounty, and then I tell Tanner,
stay frosty, yeah?
And then I tell him to pop his UAV because, again, we have to
stay frosty, yeah?
But then he can't do it because he's a passenger in the vehicle. Now you can. Fantastic. So I don't know if they said, okay, so this is already in the game. So now if you're a passenger in Warzone, you can still use streaks, which is very cool. I can't imagine you'd use much more besides UAV, though.
Yeah, that always made me so mad when you couldn't just use a UAV when you're in the passenger seat. It was so dumb.
Super dumb. Super dumb. So it's cool that you can now. You think they did this for Ground War 2?
I would think.
You would.
I doubt it, though.
I would hope. I wouldn't think. No. By the way, this is their patch note. So let me show you guys the patch note for this. Ready? It's a tweet from an unverified account on Twitter. That's the patch note for this change to the game. Just typical Infinity Ward patch notes right here. They're not in the patch notes. They are, once again, a tweet from an unverified account. These are the patch notes we have to fucking deal with. And that's why you subscribe to the Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast. Because we will collect and aggregate these patch notes for you, because we have to go to fucking 9 different sources to do that. Because Infinity Ward can't write a fucking patch notes release because they're idiots. So anyway, you can do that now. That's cool. This is another big one. That is another stealth change that is not in the patch notes. And I want to get Tanner's input on this. High Alert now got buffed significantly, and it'll show the direction from which someone is looking at you. So High Alert is a perk. It's a red perk, which is perk 2. And what it does is alerts you when an enemy is looking at you and they're off screen. So before, if Tanner's behind me and he's looking at me, the entire edge of my screen just glows like orange, which tells me you're being looked at by an enemy and they are not in your field of view right now. That was all the information it gave you. That is super good, by the way. For those of you who have never used High Alert, that is a really good perk. And even in that iteration, it was very, very strong. But they've buffed it. So now what it does is, instead of glowing around your whole screen, it only glows in one of the 4 quadrants from which the enemy is looking at you. So if you look at this screenshot here, kind of hard to tell, but on the left side is where the glow is. There happens to be the sun right there. Like the sun right here kind of makes it a little more difficult to tell. But this orange right here is the High Alert trigger. And what this means is, instead of wondering where this guy is, the player knows that you're being targeted off screen in this direction to your left. So then if they were right behind you, it would be below your screen, to your right, to the right of your screen. And then I guess above you would be on top, which is a massive buff. Massive buff. Have you ever used High Alert, Tanner?
The only time I've actually really used High Alert to use it was when we used Specialist. Other than that, I used it recently, post buff, just to do a ribbon. It was only get like 25, maybe 50 kills with it, so I didn't get a lot of time with it.
Okay.
I don't think it was OP before, honestly. I think it's a really good change that it needed. But again, it falls short because it's in the red perk category, and I'm not ever going to run High Alert before I run Ghost. If it was the 3rd perk, I would probably run High Alert permanently, but the fact that you have to drop Ghost to run it makes it essentially worthless, in my opinion. Unless you're running Specialist, it's extremely important if you're running Specialist going for nukes. If I'm playing, just 10s or something, I'm gonna run Ghost 9 out of 10 times.
I agree with that. If it was in any other perk slot, I don't even know if I would run it over Kill Chain. Depends. Just like Tanner said, like if you're going for nukes and you run Specialist, High Alert is like one of the first things I get as my like next perk. But depending on the game mode, I don't think this is better than Ghost. The only way this is better than Ghost is if you're playing on Shipment. In my opinion, I drop Ghost for High Alert on Shipment because it is definitely the 2nd best red perk by far. No other red perk is close except for Ghost, which is better. But besides that, High Alert is really fucking strong. And now it's even stronger. Like, I was a big fan of High Alert before the buff. So now I haven't played with it post buff, but I can only imagine how insane it is. And how angry it would make me if my enemy had it, by the way. Like, he just randomly turns around and fucks my ass. I would be furious. But this is why. It's really strong, man. It's really strong. And like, even if you're leveling with like your friend, let's say, and your friend is working on Pila camo, so he's just shooting down UAVs left and right. If you can rely on that guy to kill UAVs, pick up High Alert. It's better than Ghost. But if you don't have a reliable way to constantly kill UAVs, then I think Ghost is still better. But if you liked High Alert, it's even fucking better now. So just keep that in mind. That was not in the patch notes, by the way. This was also not in the patch notes, but this is a good change as well. Essentially, they fixed a bug. So Kandor Hideout, the new map, which is the best map in Modern Warfare, by the way. Would you agree or disagree?
Out of everything? Out of every map?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Every map.
Honestly, probably would. Yeah. I haven't played it a ton because once they got rid of the 24/7 playlist of it, I didn't play it again. But it was a really fun map. It's for sure a top 3.
Yeah.
I think it could very well be my number 1. I know Shoot House is really popular. Shoot House would probably be like my number 2 or 3 maybe.
I'm liking Shoot House less and less because of how OP the Junkyard is. If you're in the Junkyard, it's so hard to die. There's so many little cover spots and stuff. But if the Junkyard didn't exist, I would like Shoot House a lot more. But Shoot House is still a very good map. But Kandor Hideout, I think, is my favorite map in this shit game. Certainly my favorite original Modern Warfare map. Easily. But anyways, there were middle doors that could not be run through. I have them on screen here. So now you can run to that middle section through these doors. These doors open, and then when you go through that little hallway, the other doors open as well. So this is now a permeable way to get into the middle of the map. So it's definitely going to play quite a bit differently because of this. And I could see people camping in that hallway often. Relatively often. And not only will you have to be looking for this if you're like camping the top mid, like right above this, where this doorway is or leads, but also if you're running down the street, either from this backside or just coming up from the front right here, you're going to have to be wary of people chilling in that hallway, ready to bust out of the door and SWAT team you. So it's gonna play differently, but that's a good change, obviously. And also, obviously, it was intended to be permeable the entire time. It just wasn't. So they fixed that bug, which is good. So
why did it take them so long to fix that? What did that take? 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
Great question.
Doesn't that seem like something that should have been fixed in a hot fix a day or two later? That's so weird to me. Super weird.
If I could get all of the questions about how mishandled this game has been by Infinity Ward, I would love that. But I don't. I don't know what the fuck is going on over there. But they can't blame coronavirus because these issues have persisted since before any pangolins or bats were eaten by people who had COVID-19. So that was inartfully put, but you see what I'm saying. So yeah. Okay. I'll catch up on chat here. Infinity Ward releasing patches is like playing whack-a-mole. Absolutely. You crush one bug, 3 more pop up. Don't really care because I don't use vehicles in Ground War. It destroys the reason of my suppressor in Ghost. Yeah, I use them very briefly in Ground War too. I kind of agree. They're nice for traveling, but even then, it's like you have to get out pretty soon before you see enemies if you don't want to die. Apparently on Twitter, Infinity Ward is loud and clear, says Rezi, and that's in scare quotes, and is adding regular trios back. Yes. When everyone is really asking for duos in prop hunt, so keep that in mind. Razano sus. That is Razano sus for you, brother. Although, who the fuck is asking for prop hunt? I hope that was a joke.
Not a single goddamn person.
Yeah, not a single goddamn person is correct. So hey, Rezi, keep that in mind, brother.
I'm going to be honest, though. I did see a bunch of people on Twitter requesting trios back. So, hey, it sounds like Infinity Ward was right. As soon as they released squads, people were like, fuck this, give us trios back. So maybe they were right about trios playing better. I don't play Warzone, so I don't care. I do want duos, though. Give me fucking duos now.
Agreed. Agreed 1000%. Let's see. Cold-blooded counters high alert, right? Yes, bloodless. That is the counter. Cold-blooded does counter high alert. Who's camping with shelter in place in effect? Who are they so I can report them? What? I don't get it. Is that like a
camping right now?
Yeah, I've got claymores
You're
at
supposed
my
to be at home.
I've got one claymore at my front door and one claymore at my back door. I'm a camping piece of garbage, so come try to take my 30-pound bag of rice and you're going to get shit on unless you have EOD, so keep that in mind.
Probably haven't even touched your front or back door handle in 5 or 6 weeks. Have you stepped foot outside? Be honest with me.
My backyard. Yeah,
Okay.
I've frolicked.
You did,
I've
you did go for a
frolicked
few
bit,
runs. You
and
said.
I went
Okay.
for a few runs in the real world. Dude, you know
Okay.
what's weird? I haven't
What?
gone 6 weeks without driving my car since I was 16 years old.
I know.
Have you?
Isn't that so weird? No.
Dude, it's actually going to feel weird to drive a car again.
I mean, I haven't been driving my car. I've been driving my wife's just because, I don't know, hers is
Maids.
parked behind mine.
Yeah.
So I didn't drive mine at one point for like 3 weeks. And I thought the same thing. I was like, I haven't gone this long without driving this car since I bought it in 2016. Like, that's so weird.
Yeah. It is weird. I'm curious to see how that works. So, all right. So moving on here. RPGs no longer one-tap vehicles. So the RPG never killed a tank in one rocket. Sadly, tanks shouldn't exist, but if they do, they should be very killable, but they're not. But they did used to immediately destroy helicopters, quads, and the Humvees. Now an RPG hit will disable them so they can't move anymore, but they don't blow up right away. Why the fuck would they change this? Do you have any idea, Tanner? Any thoughts? Here, let me reframe the question. Do you think it was an intentional change, or do you think they just fucked it up and then this is like a consequence of like some mistake they've made?
I don't know if it was intentional, but I can't tell you how many videos I saw on Twitter of some kid with an RPG firing at a moving vehicle and killing all 4 enemies with one RPG. Here's the thing. RPG shouldn't be in the fucking game at all. I don't know how I feel about it because an RPG not one tapping is the least satisfying thing. When you fire an RPG and kill a whole squad, you're like, holy shit, that's hype. But it's extremely overpowered. It's dumb, and they shouldn't even be in the game. So it's just all around weird. It could have been a mistake. It sounds like something they would have announced, I would think, because a lot of people have been complaining about it. But mostly everything I've seen people complaining about is saying limit RPGs to 2 max. You shouldn't be able to carry 2, because I think you can carry like 4 or 5 rockets in Warzone. So people were saying just limit it to 2.
I see. Okay. I see your point. In light of your argument, I do agree that it should only disable in Warzone. I think it's fine. I just think the tanks are too tanky. Not to be redundant, but the tanks are too hard to kill, but this change has nothing to do with those. So, but yeah, imagining that this would be an Infinity Ward patch notes in 2020 is a fucking meme. So don't ever be surprised that they left something out again.
Okay.
Because for the past 20 minutes, we've been going over patch changes that were not in the notes. Except for one tweet by, once again, an unverified Twitter account. That is the level of professionalism you can expect from multi-million-dollar company Activision Blizzard, which is fucking insane. Insane to me. So keep that in mind. And then the last little change, this isn't going to be relevant for most of you, but it might be. It's always good to know. It's always good to have all the information. So back when this game released, so we all know there's a combat knife and there's a pistol in the game. And historically in Call of Duties of old, for you boomers out there, especially if you played like Search and Destroy, the combat knife was a very common secondary, not because it was useful, but because it maximized your movement speed so that when a search and destroy round starts, you already have your knife out and you can run to wherever the fuck you want to go as quickly as possible. When the game released, though, the knife was slower than all the pistols except for the Deagle and the Magnum, because those are like big, heavy pistols, whatever. But like an M19, your movement speed would be faster if you had that drawn than a knife, which is dumb. So they've since changed this. So now your movement speed with a knife is the same as your movement speed with those lighter pistols, the pistols that are not the Magnum or the Deagle. However, if you tactical sprint with a combat knife, you can do it for twice as long as you can with even the light pistols. So very technically, your movement speed is as fast as possible with a combat knife. Almost completely irrelevant. It's not much faster movement speed. You're not going to get much more distance from having double tactical sprint time. So I still think it's really dumb to use a knife in like search, because especially in this game with how fast the time to kill is, why would you not have a pistol? And maybe Tanner has thoughts. Maybe someone can explain this to me. If I'm playing in the CDL, why the fuck is a knife my secondary? A lot of those kids use a knife as their secondary and never use it because of course not. But some of them have pistols, and I've seen people this year in this game win rounds with their pistols, which move almost as fast, virtually just as fast as the combat knife. Why do you think the pro scene even has not figured out that a gun that shoots bullets is pretty good to have as a second weapon, Tanner?
I mean, honestly, when you watch videos, they don't ever really pull out their pistols. I mean, they all use M4s with 30-round magazines that reload in 1.2 seconds, so I don't think they really need a secondary. Plus, I feel like if you're in the pro league and you have a pistol out, you're going to get destroyed by the other guy 9 out of 10 times because they're a good player and they have their primary weapon. So I think they did it because they thought they moved a lot quicker to start with.
Yeah, that's probably what the case is, right?
And then Exclusive Ace proved that to be wrong. And now it sounds like Infinity Ward watched Exclusive Ace's video and now they changed it.
Imagine the dude, you know what's so funny about that? You're actually probably right. Because he has a popular channel and a lot of people watch his videos. I'm 100% certain devs have seen his videos. A lot of them.
Oh, he tweets at the devs all the time. He gets a response from them numerous times a week. So yeah, for sure.
So even though he's a consumer and the developers, by definition, developed the game, they probably didn't realize that they made a game where the movement speed on the knife is slower than a fucking pistol. So they probably, despite the fact that they created the fucking game, they probably didn't learn about this fact about their own game until he made a video about it. And that's probably why it changed. That is such a good point. I bet you that's what happened. I bet you that's what happened. That's so funny. So anyway, now the knife is technically faster, but only because you have double the tac sprint time. Regular sprint is exactly the same as the light pistols. And thank you for reminding me. All of these stealth changes, I learned that because of Exclusive Ace. I say this on almost every episode. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Fantastic content. The Exclusive Ace. So keep that in mind. Let's see here. So that's it for the patches. But there are quite a bit of quite a number of news items to go over. So some are more important, some are less important. We're going to start with a less important one for you Care Bears out there. This was in the trailer. It is a ghost skin that is not in the game. So it's in the Season 3 trailer. Expect to see this skin in the game inside of Season 3 for Ghost. That's interesting, I guess.
Skin's so dope.
It is pretty dope.
I'll buy that one, to be honest.
The It's like he has like a fleece sweater on, which seems like it would be a little too hot to be operating in the Middle East with an actual fleece sweater on. Tell me that material's not fleece. Go ahead.
That's the most fleece-looking sweater I've ever seen in a video game.
Yeah.
It's got the fucking collar even, dude. It's got a fleece collar.
Yeah.
Dude, he's hot. He's going to be melting in that thing.
Dude.
And the face mask. Holy shit, this poor guy.
So what we've confirmed from this screenshot is that Ghost shops at REI and he buys North Face jackets. That was the joke, but I couldn't deliver it in time. So
Yeah, you didn't eat dinner. Your jokes have been a little hit or miss tonight. It's because you didn't eat dinner. It's
yeah,
fine.
we'll go with that. Yeah, you're not wrong. So, all right. So anyways, so just keep that in mind. Trios will be returning to Warzone on the 16th. So right now, Trios are only the Shoddy Sniper playlist, but they will be coming back in their normal iteration tomorrow at the time of recording this video, the 16th. Let's see.
Oh, just another thought for everybody who's excited about the Shoddy and Sniper playlist. Just remember, it's not AX50s and HDRs. You're going to be getting shit on by EBRs the whole game because they consider that a sniper in this game. So just remember that and keep that in mind before you load up for that game type.
And even worse, the SKS.
Yeah.
Which is far better than an EBR in every way. So, yeah, if I was going to play that playlist and be a piece of garbage, I would just use an SKS because it's way better than every other gun. I mean, sniper can one tap you, sure, but the SKS is like, dude, if you miss your first sniper shot, I'm killing you, period. And all your friends, because I have 30 rounds firing as fast as a fucking M19, so keep that in mind. Let's see here. This is interesting. So there's this tweet by Charlie Intel. And we're going to watch the video together, Juntos. The tweet reads, could there be changes to the damn location in Warzone coming? The new MW main menu is hinting at that happening. So let's take a gander. Okay, let's try again. Technical difficulties. Okay, go. So if you're just listening to this podcast, you're missing out on some fire video content, courtesy of Charlie Intel. Make sure to find the video versions of the pod on YouTube. Search for the Dropshot or Razanon. And you could watch it live with video at twitch.tv/Razanon. But we're currently looking at Damn. And apparently it's changing in some way. However, it is now leaking water, suggesting that the Warzone map is heating up and the ice is melting. No way. Okay, I'm going to put on my Alex Jones hat right here.
Black helicopters.
Is this some kind of virtue signaling corporatist bullshit where they're trying to wedge in climate change, global warming activism into their fucking video game by having the ice caps melt in their dumb fucking BR map? Do you think
Here's what they're doing. They're trying to copy. People are thinking they're doing what Fortnite does, where there's changes that you can see happening and they begin to change over the season. Here's the thing. I don't think Infinity Ward would ever do that. I really don't. Fortnite is constantly changing their map, so they kind of set, how do you describe it?
Sprinkle little hints.
Fortnite set the stage for that type of thing. That is difficult to do. No other video game company has ever done that, where they change the map as often as they do and have these live in-game events. I just don't see how Infinity Ward can do it. Like, it's too buggy. I feel like it's something some minor effect they added in. I mean, listen, I have solid doubts any of the Warzone map will change in the next month or two. But if they do, that would be really fucking cool to see somebody else besides Epic Games, Fortnite doing it. That would be really great to see. Fortnite puts out patches and they're not buggy at all. I don't know how the game is now, but they would do live events. They'd put out patches, change the map, and everything would play perfect. There would be no bugs. Infinity Ward would never be able to do that, ever.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. But like, okay, let's say, so that's enough of that fucking video. Let's say they changed the damn location in Warzone. Half the time it's not in the circle. And even if it is, it's not in the circle for very long. It constitutes 2% of the entire massive fucking map. So even if this is true, it's not some revolution to the fucking Warzone map. It's like one location changes, kind of. It doesn't change much. So it seems like an awful lot of effort to go to impact virtually none of the actual matches you'll play, because most of them won't take place near the dam.
Okay. Wrong. First off, people are thinking the dam is going to break and the map is going to flood. So they think a bunch of the map will be covered in water, which, hey, how did Jungle Flooded work out? Twitch.tv/Razanon. Was that fun to play? Was Jungle Flooded a fun map?
It was not great. Let's put it that way.
It was fucking garbage. If they flood this Warzone map, they are complete garbage asshole idiots. So I don't think they would do that. Again, it's a ton of effort they would have to do. And again, Fortnite does live events where it would show the dam breaking and it flooding. Infinity Ward isn't able to do that. What are they going to just have one update where the dam's normal and the next update all of a sudden the whole map is flooded? That's just dumb.
I agree. Yeah. If they did do that, it would be kind of cool, but also they would need to add 36 more helicopters so that I don't have to swim into the circle. Can you imagine, dude? You're swimming and then you have to stop swimming to put your gas mask on while you're getting shots. And then you just fucking...
I know.
And then you just drown outside the circle.
Now I put my tinfoil hat on. They're going to think next people are going to add in attack boats or something that you drive around and have LMGs mounted to them. Oh my God. Which, hey, that would probably be more fun than the current state of Warzone, in my opinion.
I think vehicles that can shoot things are so anti-fun in a first-person shooter game. Go play Battlefield if you want to use a tank, you fucking cunt. It makes me so angry. That's a topic for another episode. I could actually have a 3-hour podcast on how bad tanks are in Ground War. So keep that in mind. Yeah. We won't get into that. So Rezi, we've come to your topic. The next article reads by our good friends over at Charlie Intel. New Master Camo coming to MDub mid-season 3. So, relatively soon. How long did season 2 last, Tanner? 2 months?
55 days about. I think this one says it has, last time I checked, there was like 54 days left. So it's somewhere around 50 now. About a month and a half, 2 months, basically, yeah.
Okay. So, let's see here. Give me 1 second. Had to blow my cute little nose. Okay, so Infinity Ward has been teasing a new Master Camo coming to MDub soon for over a month now. And now the devs are giving an estimated time frame, which is going to be mid-season 3, as I said. And here's the evidence of that. Joe Seacott responded to a tweet. Hey, Joe Seacott, I'm wondering when we'll learn more about the new Mastery Camo and Weapon Mastery challenges. Since I'm a grinder, it just peaks, spelled peaks wrong. My interest, read a book, and curious about when it will be added or when I can learn more about it. So just so you know, when you say the phrase, this has piqued my interest, it's not P-E-A-K like a mountain peak. It's P-I-Q-U-E. Peak. Don't give me that face, Tanner. You can Google it if you want. Read a book.
I'm Googling it right now.
Okay, you can do that. You can do that. So while you're confirming what I just told you, Joe Seacott replied, it should be in the mid-season update. It will require gold be unlocked for the weapon before it will progress, and it will take a long time. So let's see. There's a little more information. Someone else tweeted at Joe Seacott My take was that mastery camo is unique to each gun, such as it's not like Damascus that requires completion of other weapons, so you could get the mastery camo for the M4, be done if you wanted. Joe Seacott said this, as in correct. It's per gun, so as long as you have gold on the gun, you can progress the new camo. So, what are your thoughts so far, Tanner? Do you have any prognostications here? And did I spell peaked correctly?
Spelled peak correctly.
Okay,
Absolutely.
That's what I fucking thought. So go on.
I'm glad you don't. Well, I don't know if I'm glad you don't have to have Damascus. I kind of thought it'd be cool if you had to have Damascus, because that's already pretty rare as it is, and then getting something on top of that would be just nutty rare. I'm so confused as to what they're gonna do. To like what the challenges are going to be. Do you think it's just going to be like get a ton of kills, maybe get a bunch of, maybe it'll be like get 1,000 headshots with a gun, get 500 headshots? I don't know. I'm really curious to see what it's going to be though.
Okay.
I have zero guesses.
Give me 1 second. Guy Mearns, what's up, dude? Hey lads, I don't ever get to watch live as I'm in the UK. I wanted to get to this right away because it's 4 a.m. for this young man. But I listen, and you said lads, so of course you're in the UK. But I listen to the podcast all the time. Keep up the good work. Going to bed now. We'll check out the episode tomorrow. Hell fucking yeah, dude. Thank you for stopping by at 4 a.m. That's some dedication. It's an honor and a privilege to have you here in this small but vibrant and extremely humble community, and have an excellent night, sir. I will have this podcast up for you, brother. Thanks for stopping by. Damascus said a couple things. Let's see. Why is the SKS considered marks but FAL is an assault rifle? I guess because the SKS will be a one-shot headshot at some ranges, and the FAL never is. But it shouldn't be a marksman, right? It's just OP. The SKS is just OP. But I'm going to get into that. And I've never seen the go-kart track in Warzone. I would be interested to see that, though. Infinity Ward is spending all their time adding global warming to Warzone. Yeah, for real. For real. All right, so let's see. And then, again, Joe Seacott confirmed Damascus is not required in order to work towards this new master camo. So, yeah, this mastery camo would be different than... I don't know if it would be different. It's different in every other camo that's been in a Call of Duty because it's going to be new. So, like, there's never been a camo beyond gold for any gun that is not the Damascus or Dark Matter equivalent or Diamond equivalent. So this is going to be something different, which I actually kind of like. So it's going to be some kind of... I mean, I'm curious what it's going to look like, but I'm far more curious about what... I have two questions that I'm very curious about. Number one, I'm less curious about what it's going to look like. Number two, more curious, what challenge or challenges will be required to unlock this new camo? And number three, will there be a new super camo where if you get that weapon mastery camo for every gun, you get super dummy weapon mastery camo for all guns? Like a Damascus of the mastery camos. You know? That would be interesting to me. If I had to guess, I would say no to my last question. And to my second question, I would say it's going to be something like get 5,000, 10,000 kills with this weapon. Or something like that. But I don't know. I don't know. Because are they going to actually unironically just recycle all of their current camo categories, increase the denominator, and then call that a mastery challenge?
No, that would be complete garbage.
It would be, but what are they going to do then? Like, what else can they do? Because these weapon camos we already have, I mean, there's crouch. I mean, maybe prone kills, but that would seem weird to do for a weapon mastery. Get 10,000 prone kills, you know? It's like, what do you do? Because there's already multi-kills. There's already long shots. There's already headshots. There's already kills. So how do they add a new category?
I'm thinking it is just going to be a bunch of headshots or a bunch of kills or both. Because
Yeah.
Joe Seacott says it'll take a long time. You know, he doesn't say it's going to be difficult. My thought is, say, getting a gun gold may be difficult, quote unquote. Not really, because you're doing mounted kills and dumb things like that. But he says it'll take a long time. I'm thinking just a bunch of kills or a bunch of headshots. And also keep in mind, when this game released, they were saying it would take 15 hours per weapon to get it gold, which wasn't true. It's true for certain guns. So, like, take what he says. It will take a long time. Take that with a grain of salt. Because if you play a lot like we do, it may not be something that'll take, hours and hours to get. We're not really sure. But I'm thinking at the end of the day, it's just going to be kills or headshots. I have zero other guesses as to what else it would be. I can't think of anything that would be fun to do, at least.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think I agree with you. It's going to be something like kills or headshots. I think it's going to be like a callback to like more classic CODs, because that's all you needed was headshots. And in most other Call of Duties. Here's another question. Let's say you need 10,000 kills with an M4 to get the mastery camo. Do you think it's going to retroactively apply how many kills you already have?
Great question. I would say, I would think it would have to almost. I don't know. Man, that's making me second guess the kills or headshot thing, like you're saying.
Why do you say that?
Because
it's
if
recycled?
it retroactively, yeah, exactly. It's just recycled. It's already there. It's just it'd be way more. But in the old Call of Duties like MW2 and whatnot, weapon masteries, wasn't it just get a bunch of kills with them? Like 10,000 kills, something like that?
This is a new there was no weapon mastery beyond. Actually, you know what? No. Yeah, weapon mastery was just getting gold.
No, but there were weapon mastery calling cards in the old games.
But weren't those earned for getting a weapon gold?
I don't think so. I don't remember. I didn't go for anything like that on those old Call of Duties. I didn't give a fuck.
All right, well, Tanner's going to look into that because that's a good question. I thought that was earned. I thought you got like the fucking M4 mastery calling card for getting the M4 gold in like MW2, for example. But if it didn't, then if it's something else, I would look there for what the mastery challenges are going to be. If it's not that. Because that's almost certainly going to be what it is in this game. It will not be retroactive because it wasn't with nukes. Yeah, the retroactivity question is in the air for me, because if you go to if you do the little app, My Call of Duty app, or if you go to the website, My Call of Duty, it tracks all of your stats and it already knows the exact number of kills you've gotten with every single weapon. Your weapon accuracy, how many shots you fired, how many headshots you've gotten. So it already has all the stats. It wouldn't be, in theory, it might be difficult for Infinity Ward, but for a game developer, in theory, it wouldn't be difficult for them to retroactively apply total kills, for example, and like put your total as the numerator and then slap on the denominator, whatever that's going to be. But whether or not they'll actually do that, I don't know. It is an open question as far as I'm concerned. Because on the one hand, it seems like it would be easy to do that. On the other hand, you're right. They didn't do it with nukes. So what else would not be retroactive? Maybe this. I don't know. It would be interesting, though. So what do you think it's going to look like? Do you think it would be like diamond or like a reactive camo like BO4? Or do you think it would just be another, just a unique but static camo like Damascus is?
I would love diamond and I would love a reactive camo, but I don't think they're going to put it in this game. Because at launch, I remember them saying they wanted to take a more realistic approach and they didn't want to add things like that. And they haven't added any reactive camos like that in yet. So I don't see why they would all of a sudden. I would be a big fan of it. I don't see it happening. I'm just thinking it's going to be some color of metal like Damascus and
Yeah.
gold and platinum are.
I hope so.
I keep thinking, I don't know, something like when titanium is heated up, you'll get cool color like blues and kind of yellows, things like that.
What are you,
Maybe
a
like
metallurgist
titanium
now?
camo.
How do you know that?
I just know.
Okay. All right.
Heated, I don't know, Google heated titanium.
I guess Tanner quit his job at a hardware store and started working at Raytheon. He's talking
Look
about
at heated titanium. Google heated titanium right now.
I'll pass, but I'll take your word for it. I'm sure it does look
Okay.
cool.
So I'm going to take this picture, post it in Discord so you can open up that link.
I'll keep that in mind. So did you find out the old mastery camo calling card thing?
Not exactly, but what it was apparently, let me see here. Okay, so 500 kills, you got the prestige calling card for the gun. 250 headshots. Well, it's just different calling cards. I don't know. The hardest one to do though was 2,500 kills and then 2,500 headshots. That gave you a gold skull calling card with that gun's title. So if I got 2,500 headshots with the M4, I'd get a specific calling card for it that had like gold skulls all over it and said M4.
Right. Yeah. So so I think your guess is good that it's just going to be like a total number of like headshots or kills for this new one. By the way, this is heated titanium. This is Tanner's reference, which is Damascus. That is
It's not Damascus.
That is the Damascus camo right there.
not.
That's basically Damascus.
If you actually look at Damascus, though, it's usually not colored like that. Damascus steel is what's on knives often because it's hardened. And it usually doesn't look
How do
like
you
that.
know
It doesn't
this?
have colors to it. I don't know.
That's so weird. It's so weird that you know that. I didn't know Damascus was a metal.
Copy.
I thought it was just the capital of Syria.
No. See, it's usually not colored. It's usually just silver.
Interesting.
What you typically see. Just a type of metal.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll the jury's out on that one, but we'll hopefully see it relatively soon. Relatively soon. So this next article, Tanner, did you happen to read this at all? Because I just read the title so far. Warzone devs want buy station value consistent, looking to adjust cash drop based on player count. Okay. Give us the summary here. What the fuck does this mean?
People are complaining that in solos it costs 10,000 to buy their loadout drop, and when you're playing squads it also costs 10,000. So what they're going to end up doing more than likely is solos it'll be say 6,000 for your loadout drop, trios could be 8,000 to get your loadout drop, squads could be 10,000 to get your loadout drop. And again, there are a bunch of people complaining about the $10,000 price increase. I don't know why people like it. I guess it's a different type of BR, but in my opinion it should be very expensive and difficult to get, 12, 14, 15,000. But that's not exactly the point of this. So they're just going to make them more balanced because it doesn't make any sense really as it is. 10,000 when you're playing alone or 10,000 when you have 3 other friends. You get 10,000 with 4 people in 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
That's an excellent point. I had never thought of this because we don't play much Warzone, but this is a problem as you just explained well, and I think it does need a fix because it's way easier to get 10,000 with 4 people than with 1. Hashtag communism. Hashtag Bernie for president. Hashtag rest in peace the Democratic electorate. Read a book.
Yeah.
But so this fix they're proposing actually makes a lot of sense, but this title is poorly worded. So here's what the title should read. Warzone devs want buy station value consistent, looking to adjust cash drop based on team size or squad size. That's what this should say. Because the player count is the same for solos and 4s. It's 150. So this title would lead you to believe that the cash drop would not be changed at all because the player count is always the same. So it's based on squad size or team size. So Charlie Intel, if you're hiring, twitch.tv/Razanon. You can also DM me on Twitter at Razanon. So keep that in mind. But nonetheless, the thrust of this argument is correct. Keeping the prices consistent is important because as Amos, the unverified Twitter account, who is apparently our source for fucking patch notes now, who doesn't even work at the development studio that developed this fucking game, by the way.
It works at Raven. Didn't Raven do most of the PC port?
Most of the Warzone, none of the campaign, none of the multiplayer, maybe some of the multiplayer.
Oh, okay.
But they're
Well, I'll
not
keep that
they're
in
not
mind.
listed as a dev for anyways.
I'll keep that in mind.
Okay. So, but he raises a good point. This unverified Twitter account raises a good point. We would like to keep the prices consistent so players won't have to memorize a bunch of different prices. Fair point. So I think you should adjust the cash values and drops, etc., based on squad player count or squad player size. That's a good idea. I'm curious how well they can do this or how much they'll fuck it up. That actually requires some fairly sophisticated statistics to do, I would imagine. I'm not a statistician, so I don't know how that would be done precisely, but it does not seem as easy as this sounds. Now, Activision Blizzard does have millions of dollars at their disposal, so they could ostensibly hire someone who is very well versed in these matters to figure it out. But as we've learned from this game, they are fantastic at mismanaging their resources and doing nothing right. So if they do implement this change, it's going to be fucked up in its first, second, and probably third iteration. They might get it right by the time COD 2020 has been out for 6 months. So keep that in mind. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, this is interesting. So Infinity Ward has also tweeted, this is a verified Twitter account, which constitutes a patch note, evidently. We've now issued over 70,000 bans worldwide, up from 50,000, which was what, 3 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago?
Well, yeah, a week or two ago it was 50.
What are your thoughts on this, Tanner?
My thoughts is let's move to the next point because it doesn't fucking matter because it's a free-to-play game and banning someone's account on a free-to-play game does absolutely nothing.
This is such a red herring. Like, this is a classic example of attacking the symptom of a problem rather than the root of the problem. If you're gonna have a free-to-play game, have a sophisticated anti-cheat system so that players can't cheat. Like, it's way too easy to cheat, and then just banning cheaters as they appear is not sustainable. It can't be done. I'm sure it requires massive resources because you need an actual person that you have on salary at your development team to review some cheating report and then issue a ban or not. And you just can't do that. If you do that, you're going to have a ton of cheaters. You're going to be banning a lot of them if you devote a ton of manpower, which is to say money, to the problem, sure. But you're not going to stop people from cheating. There are plenty of games where if you're cheating, you automatically get banned by the anti-cheat software or whatever the fuck it is. Now, I don't know how that works, but I'm not a fucking game developer, and I'm certainly not Activision Blizzard with hundreds of millions of dollars at my disposal. So figure it out, right? So banning people after the fact is not going to solve the issue at all. It is a massive misallocation of resources. They should be devoting all of this to implementing an anti-cheat system, which game developers for multiplayer games have been doing for literally decades now. So I literally don't understand the issue, and I would love to sit down with one of these fucking devs and ask, hey dude, do you realize this is dumb? And where's the anti-cheat software? It can't be that hard because it's been done for, again, decades in the multiplayer arena. It's crazy to me. So as Tanner said, exactly, this is going to solve nothing. So if you saw this tweet and you thought, oh good, 20,000 fewer cheaters, wrong. 20,000 new accounts with people still cheating. That's what that is. So keep that in mind. J Poppy, welcome. They did it successfully in RuneScape. Yeah, thank you. RuneScape is almost as old as I am. It's not, because I'm old, but it's almost as old as I am. They had anti-cheat that an algorithm detects. It can't be that difficult. It really can't be that difficult, even if you want to have a free-to-play game. So, watch the Hacksmith YouTube videos, Damascus Impaler. I will check those out. He's watched Lord of the Rings, where they put the old guy puts the ring in the fire. Is that where you learned all of your metallurgy, Lord of the Rings?
Hey, dude.
Yeah, okay. Fellow philosophy grad. Oh shit, dude. You love to see that. You love to see that. Here's my favorite book by my favorite philosopher. Not because I agree with him about fucking anything, but because his writing style is really dark, which amuses me. He had a whole fucked up life. He thought his family was cursed, and it was... Anyway, you should look into that.
Book has a lot of dust on it. You should read it sometime.
I know, yeah, it was pretty dusty. I know. It's been a while. I got it for Christmas like 2 years ago, so it's been a while since I've cracked that one. So
yeah.
Go
Damascus,
ahead.
don't ever talk shit on my SWAT 4 previous life again, so keep
SWAT
that in
4,
mind.
dude. Yeah, good game. Good game. It's almost as old as we are. Let's see here. Chipotle Warzone Challenge. This was kind of interesting. I thought I'd mention it briefly. This is tomorrow, evidently. Online competition featuring popular streamers, so this applies to probably none of you. And if you are a popular streamer listening to this podcast, tweet at me so I can retweet it for clout. What are you doing? Hey, popular streamer listening, do you like the Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast? Mention it. Mention it. Help me. Help me leech off of your viewers and tweet at me. And you can even clip this segment and then tweet at me saying, your wish is my command, Razanon. This is the best fucking podcast I've ever listened to. That would be great. So keep that in mind. But for the vast majority of you, this doesn't apply to you. I didn't read this article before bringing it up, obviously, but I probably would have brought it up anyway. Online competition featuring popular streamers as well as qualifying teams. Curious what that means. Who will have a chance to win $25,000 and free burritos for a year. I don't know if they restrict the menu items to free burritos only. So if you want guac, you're still going to be charged 79 cents. That would be funny. Am I right? So it's probably free food, but maybe just burritos. So I hope you like tortillas. In addition, Chipotle will donate $25,000 to a COVID-19 relief organization. So that's pretty cool. And then the event starts tomorrow, actually. Thursday, April 16th, 3 p.m. Pacific time to 9 p.m. Pacific time. So I think even if you're not a popular streamer, you could probably qualify by just slapping kids. And what you could do is make a free-to-play account, aimbot, and qualify, and then win $50,000 because there's no anti-cheat software. So keep that in mind. Fear and Trembling is better. Fear and Trembling is very good. Fear and Trembling is very good. The Sickness Unto Death is also very good. Kierkegaard was very prolific, and he wrote quite a bit in his relatively brief time on this earth. But Either Or is fantastic because Seducer's Diary is just a part of Either Or. But it has the sentence that goes something like, the self is a relation which relates itself to its own self. The self is not the relation, but consists in the fact that the relation relates itself to its own self. My first day of existentialism, like 432, our teacher had us read that and was like, all right, welcome to class. And we all shit our pants, but it wasn't as hard as that sentence made it sound. But that's Kierkegaard for you. So let's see. This was deeply amusing to me, and I'm curious what Tanner's thoughts on this are going to be. I have a stutter today. In a new interview, Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick says he's given his personal phone number to the company's 10,000 employees to reach out to him personally anytime anytime if they have concerns about their health, and says the company is donated to help fund research into COVID-19. Tanner, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, I don't know. I don't really have many thoughts on it. I want that number to get leaked so I can tweet at him to fix his fucking game, forehead.
Those tweets have for sure been in the replies to this tweet. But let me just point out a couple fucking problems I have with this. So, Activision Blizzard CEO, this guy has more money than God. So let's start there. Says he's given his personal phone number to the company's 10,000 employees. Why? Why would you do that? 10,000 people? That is a fucking crazy thing to do. Virtue signaling run amok. So start there. This is an insane thing to do. Why? Why would you do that? Don't you guys have company email? And they could just email bkotick@activision.com and say, hey, I'm feeling sick. But this gets into the next issue, which is I work at a company. Guess what I don't do when I'm sick? Call my CEO's fucking cell phone and tell him, hey, I'm not feeling good. I won't be coming into work today. That is not how an organization works or should work, and for good reason. I call my superior, who is some middle management, depressed, typical consumerist American pig. I mean, my middle manager happens to be a nice person, but in general, you know, I tell my middle manager person, because they're my direct superior, that I'm sick, I'm not coming in today, or, oh, I got in a car accident, I won't be in for a week. And then if necessary, they can escalate that up the chain of command. What I certainly don't do is just slide into the fucking DMs of my CEO. What a stupid thing to say, to do. This is wildly unbelievable. No one believes this is real. And even if it is real, can you imagine? Okay, so I'm Bobby Kotick. I unironically give my personal cell phone number to 10,000 employees, including the fucking receptionist for their corporate office in Anaheim. And I say, hey, if you're not feeling well, make sure to call me on my personal cell phone. Now, can you imagine, after I send this email giving everyone my personal cell phone number, that I'm laying in bed and my phone rings and I pick it up and I say, oh, hello, this is Bobby Kotick, multimillionaire CEO of Activision Blizzard, one of the most popular, wealthiest, and well-known gaming companies in the entire world, that the entire world has ever seen, speaking. Oh, hi, it's Samantha. You know, I think I have coronavirus. I'm not going to be coming into work tomorrow. What would you do? I mean, I would be aghast if some fucking 19-year-old secretary called me, or some 22-year-old code monkey called me to tell me he has coronavirus as the CEO. I would have that person fired because they shouldn't be calling me.
Jeez.
But that's why you don't give up your cell phone number. This made me so angry, just irrationally angry. It's so unbelievable. And if anyone actually contacted the CEO on his personal cell phone number, he would be furious. Or he's a fucking insane person. Or, which I think is most likely, he has like 8 cell phones. Because he, again, is the CEO of Activision Blizzard and is made of money. So he probably has a cell phone that it's technically his personal cell phone because he owns it and he's never opened it once. So he can make this tweet without lying, or say this in an interview without lying, although it carries no weight. This is just such a fucking crazy thing.
He has numerous cell phones. You're absolutely right.
For sure.
I mean, he has. Think about it. You know, he probably flies all over the world. You know, he's got whores in Paris. He has one cell phone dedicated to them. For every person he's cheating on his wife with, he needs a different cell phone, you know? So it's just another one of those burner phones.
Yeah.
He's not going to answer any of your calls. He doesn't care about you. They just laid off hundreds of employees a few months ago. I know somebody who worked there and got laid off. So, I mean,
Yes.
he
Yes.
doesn't care. He doesn't give a flying fuck.
Oh, but he's really concerned if one of you thousands of fucking code monkeys gets coronavirus. Get the fuck out of here. This is such dumb virtue signaling bullshit. It made me so angry reading this tweet. So stupid.
Oh.
So wildly unrealistic and unbelievable. This can't not be disingenuous. That's my point. So keep that in mind. Anyways, not really relevant to the game, but I thought I would just put Bobby Kotick on blast. Hey, suck my cock, Bobby Kotick. How about that? How about I give you coronavirus? So
Wow.
anyways, Tanner, you've been using the SKS. How do you like it?
I haven't been using it because I only use fully automatic weapons like the
Okay.
M4 and the Grau.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Keep that the fuck
Do you have it max level yet?
No, I don't have a max level, and I'm never going to get a max level because I don't use semi-automatic weapons in a game where fully automatic weapons dominate. I'm not an idiot.
Okay. All right, so let me ask another question. Do you think it's overpowered?
No. It's semi-automatic. It's shit.
You're such a fucking idiot. All right, so here are my thoughts on the SKS, the correct thoughts on the SKS. It's insanely strong. It will one-shot headshot you at full health. And if you have a long barrel on, it does that to a very long range. It also is semi-auto. It doesn't quite have the fire rate of an FAL. I've said that before. It's hyperbole, but it's very close. It is far too fast of a fire rate to have a one-shot headshot and a two-shot body shot or like chest shot. And you can have like 30 rounds in the magazine. It handles relatively quickly. But the main thing is you can't have semi-automatic weapons in this game that do one-shot headshots. Like the Deagle, it makes sense because the range isn't that far. The recoil's insane. The fire rate is low. The overall magazine size is low. The SKS has no such problems. It's far too overpowered. Now, J Poppy, I would agree with you that marksman rifles are garbage because they all are, except for the SKS, which is overpowered. If you have a brain and you can use a semi-automatic rifle, it's fucking disgusting. It has... Hey, Tanner, ask me what the time to kill is on an SKS.
Erasmus, what's the time to kill on an SKS?
I'm glad you asked. Thank you. 0 milliseconds if you do a headshot. You're just instantly dead. You're just instantly dead. So nice M4, fucking idiot. Get one tapped. It's so dumb. With how fast the fire rate is too, I can't tell you how many times I've accidentally one tap headshotted people. Because I don't really aim for headshots. I just go for center mass and just start fucking blasting my trigger. But sometimes you get shot, so you flinch into their head and they're instant, again, 0 millisecond time to kill. Super overpowered. And it does it from so far away. So the SKS needs to be nerfed. The good thing about an overpowered weapon like the SKS is that because it's not fully auto, it's not easy to use, so its overpoweredness won't be abused by that many people because most people aren't comfortable using semi-auto guns, such as my guest, Tanner. So keep that in mind. How about the Renetti, Tanner? What are your thoughts on that? The new pistol, by the way.
The Renetti bangs. I was watching Ace's video earlier on it. I didn't watch the whole thing. I kind of skimmed through. But it almost sounds like it's not even worth running Burst because Burst just destroys the range on it. I haven't even unlocked the Burst barrel yet, and it absolutely destroys. I think it's better than the Deagle. I mean, the Deagle has its purpose. It's good. It can one tap at range, but you have to have very good aim to be good with a Deagle. If you're not good at aiming, don't use it. Use your akimbo snake shot. You're fucking garbage. Put the Deagle away. But the Renetti is really good. It kills super fast. I mean, you can get a 21 round magazine,
27.
a 27 round magazine, which is just absurd.
Yeah.
So akimbo burst is going to be super annoying. I haven't seen much of that yet, but I heard it is like a shotgun up close. But I think for now I'm just gonna keep playing it semi-auto.
So, yeah, because the very last attachment. So they did something sneaky. Every burst conversion in this game for all the weapons in this game is a perk. So you take a perk and you make your M4 burst instead of full auto. Or you take a perk and you make your Odin burst instead of full auto. Except for the Renetti. Now, why did they do that? Because they want to appeal to shitters. Now, why do they want to do that? I don't know. Ask them about skill-based matchmaking. We can continue that conversation. So what they did instead was they attached the burst fire capability to a barrel. So what that means is, if you've been following along, class, you can have Akimbo as your perk, and then burst fire as your barrel, and now you have Akimbo, burst fire, insanely high fire rate pistols as your secondaries, with 27 rounds in each pistol. Now, because I'm a dumb piece of shit, I've been taking full advantage of this, and it is far and away the best secondary in the game. The only disadvantage it has is that it's not good at range because it's Akimbo and you can't ADS. But if you're like up close, dude, you kill people so fast. It's so dumb. The only thing that kills faster is a Deagle headshot, which is a 0 millisecond kills we just went over. But as Tanner said, you have to be able to aim well to do that with any reliability. And even if you do aim well, you can't rely on always head tapping kids with a Deagle, especially in an online environment. You're just not going to do it. So would I rather go for like 2 body shots with a Deagle or just fucking spam both of my mouse buttons like an ape and instantly melt you with the Renettis? I'm going with the Renettis, the Renetti Akimbo burst fire. So what they need to do to the Renetti is put burst as a perk so that you can have burst fire or Akimbo. You should not be able to have both. It's way too fucking good. It's way too good. They shouldn't have added Akimbo pistols, period, in my opinion, because of Snake Shot and now because of burst fire. But if they're gonna have it, definitely don't allow burst Akimbo in my view. So, and then last little topic I wanted to hit here. Valorant has been all the rage. Have you been watching or playing Valorant, Tanner?
No, big no and big no.
Okay.
I know it's destroying the Twitch charts, though, in terms of players watching. I saw a chart earlier. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, look into that. I'll catch up on chat here. 1-800, hey CEO, I'm sick. I know, it's so dumb. Update from the store, all merch is out on loan to the personal lovely model for promotional picks. Unfortunately, that is not the case. I don't know why the shop is down, but I'm gonna look into that. He's a BlackBerry guy. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. He's got like 8 Blackberries probably. Marksman rifles are garbage. Yeah, we went over that. Gabe's here. Welcome, Gabriel. It's an honor and a privilege. Link your Amazon account and give me your Twitch Prime sub. Akimbo Renetti is the dopest dope. Yeah, it's really disgusting, especially in the burst fire configuration. Essentially Akimbo FAMAS. Yeah, I mean, dude, it kills so fucking fast. If I could stream, I would show you guys, but you're just gonna have to watch the kill feed. So, but on the Valorant topic, I have not watched it at all. I was just curious if Tanner had watched it. I'm curious if it's still as hype as it has been. Any news on that, Tanner?
I can't find the chart, but basically, like in the last however many days, Valorant has been like 30% of the total Twitch viewership alone.
Damn.
Whereas Modern Warfare was like 1%, less than 1%, somewhere around there. I can't find the chart though. I should have saved it earlier. Nice little pie chart is what it was.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's not surprising. Do you think it's going to stick around? Have you seen anything negative about it on the internets?
I really haven't, no.
I haven't either. But I also haven't seen anything positive about it. But that's probably just because I don't follow it at all. So I haven't
you don't
seen
follow
anything
any
about
of those. Yeah, any of those people. No, I haven't seen anything bad about it.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else, young man?
Nope.
All right, that is it for this episode. Tanner and I will be playing the video game right now. We're going to be streaming over on Tanner's channel, so I'm going to raid him, so stick around. Tanner, get the fuck off grid, fam. As a reminder, my name is Casey, also known as Razanon. You can find me on Twitch at Razanon, Twitter at Razanon, Instagram and Facebook, Razanon TTV. I'm also on TikTok at Razanon TTV. The merch store should be coming soon. I'm going to look into our inventory issues there, but I will keep you guys apprised. If you follow me on Twitter, I will tweet and let everyone know that the store is back up. Damascus, once again, thank you for that resub. J Poppy, Rezi, and Guy Mearns. I know you're asleep by now, but when you listen to this tomorrow, thanks for stopping by, boys. I appreciate it. I've gotten a lot of love on social media, so we all appreciate that, and the offline follows, and the social media follows have been fantastic. And join the Discord. The Discord's been hype. We've been getting a ton of people funneling into the Discord. That will be in the show notes. It's also in the panels underneath the stream if you're here live right now. And it will be in the video description if you're watching this on YouTube or on Facebook. And then you can also find links to Tanner, me, just everything. Everything's going to be in the description, so make sure you peep that. This has been episode 20. Tanner, are you live, my friend?
I am in fact live.
Tanner's fucking live. We're going to go over there in game. So make sure you stick around and catch this raid. Thank you all for watching. Have an excellent day. And as always, remember, stay humble.
Stay humble.